so much noise. Hey! Okay, so my room is super empty because we're moving in a few weeks and I'm super excited because I haven't moved since I was like 4 and I don't remember that. Aside from my room being ghastly empty, i.e. the wall behind me being empty and nothing being on any of my shelves, just a whole bunch of boxes, I wanted to discuss why I didn't go to university this year. So I finished high school at the end of last year because, you know, our school year finishes at the end of the year and starts at the beginning like a normal school should, not September or some weird time like that. I finished high school at the end of last year and I did not go to university. No. Shock, I know, because pretty much everybody from my school did. And I went to the kind of school where if you didn't go to university, there was kind of something wrong with you. And I've been working at my school, and so that brings up a lot of bad things. Because people go, why didn't you go to school? And I've had lots of, like, especially younger children, because we go from 5-year-olds to 18-year-olds. And a lot of the younger ones are saying, oh, you didn't go to university, so what's wrong with you? And there's lots of them going, oh, you must be stupid if you didn't go to university. I'm like, no, that's not the case. I'm not stupid, I just didn't go. And I have some pretty good reasons for that too. I feel like for me, it was just a life choice. It was a strategic choice to not go to university. And I'm going to stick it out for now. I'm not saying I'm never going to go, but it's not something that I want to do right now. It's not that important for me, and it doesn't help me for what I want my career to be so far. And if I do change my mind, then yeah, I'll get a degree. But there's no point in getting a degree for a job that I'm not going to do or not going to be in. So these are just my opinions. They're not facts. They don't apply for everyone. It's just how I feel. So I'm basically just saying that these are my reasons, my personal reasons why I didn't go to university this year. There are probably more reasons, like I have a lot of them, but yeah, these are the most important reasons because so many people have asked me, why didn't you go? You must be stupid. Yeah, a few months ago, back in the beginning of the year when I was working at my old school, I heard these people say about me, why doesn't she just go to university like everyone else? You don't know me! These are people who I've never talked to saying, oh, why doesn't she just go to university like everybody else? That's not your decision to make. You have no right to comment on my life and what I decide to do with it. So first of all, butt out. Second of all, I heard one girl, well, she told me, she was saying to her cousin that I didn't go to university. And her cousin goes, oh, she must be stupid if she didn't go to university. I'm not stupid. This is a strategic life choice which I am making to not go to university on my first year off. It was my decision, and I don't know if it's going to go well because I can't obviously compare it. I can't say that I've been and I haven't been at the same time. I can't physically compare it, but that is my decision to not go, and I can still go in the future. I plan on going in the future. I plan on doing extra study in the future, just not right now, just not this year. It's just not that important to me right now. Number 3, there are other options available. Like, most people, especially younger children, they think that the only option they have available is university. And maybe for them that might be because when they get older, you might have to go to university so that they can get jobs. But for me, it's not the only choice. There are internships, there's doing a trade, there's doing other types of university that's not just going and studying a degree. There's other things that I could do. And I don't know about that, so I'm going to discuss that as well. Another point, you do not need to go to university straight out of high school unless you have some reason why you need to. Like, some people need to because they are already in the swing of studying, and why not just go for it? Personally, I had nightmares for months after I finished my last exam. I would wake up in the middle of the night panicking that I had to study for an exam. No. Do his next exams. I don't even have exams anymore. That was was a really long time that it took for me to get out of that stress of, I need to study, I need to do this, I need to be ready, I need to do so many things. And yeah, so it just took me so long to stop being so stressed about studying and being perfect. I didn't go to university, not because of the money. Here it's relatively cheap. It's not free. I mean, the first year is technically free, but that's a whole nother issue that I don't really agree with or like, and I don't think it's going to be relevant in a few years. Like, I don't think we're actually going to have it in a few years. So, first year of university is free. Lots of people are saying it's stupid that you did not take that up, but it would have been stupid for me to take it up and waste the government money and go to university and not get a degree out of it, because I know a lot of people who have finished their first year and go, I don't like my degree, I don't want to do it, I don't want to finish. And some of those people can cross credit, so they can do one course and go, okay, I'm going to use these credits and do another course. And that's fine, they can do that. But for what I wanted to do, I don't think there were many options that I had left. Reason number 1. I thought there was one university I could go to. That was my one choice, my one opportunity to go. I didn't look into all the other universities, all the other different institutions they have instead of this one university, because I just didn't know. Like, nobody told me. I don't know anybody who's been to university and like completed a course or anything. And so, because my parents didn't go to university, I mean, they had to get jobs when they were 15 so they could look after their families. And I mean, I respect that. They did so well and they're still doing amazing. They didn't have to go to university. But so that means that I don't know how university works, and it's quite difficult because a lot of the teachers at school haven't been to university in 10 plus years, and so it's really different from what they had. And the student support at university is quite annoying because they're just trying to sell the school. They're not trying to tell you all about it, they're trying to sell it. And that's really difficult to find somebody who's been to maybe 1 or 2 universities in the past, in the recent 10 years, and for them to say what one is better, what you can do. And I mean, of course there are people out there like that, it's just finding them. And so yeah, I didn't do all the research, I didn't find out what options were available, I didn't find out that part-time study was available because I didn't want to study full-time because I just had enough of that. So there are part-time options. You can learn away from university, so you don't even need to go there, which brings me to my next point. So number 2, I didn't go because the university that I thought I had to go to was really far away. So it's a 20-minute, 15-minute walk to the train, 40-minute train to the university, then a 20-minute walk to the university. And so that takes up an hour and 20 minutes in one trip. And then I have to do that to get back. So it's 2 hours and 40 minutes I'm wasting, time that I could be doing anything else, wasted in travel. And so, yeah, that's another reason why I didn't want to go, because it's just so far away, and I can't afford to study and live closer. So I can't afford to live in a flatting situation where I have to pay rent and go to university. So that's another reason why I didn't go, because I just cannot get there. I couldn't make it there for 8 a.m. I would have to leave at 6 in the morning to be there for an 8 a.m. class. I couldn't do it. I couldn't get there. And I know that there are lots of people all around the world who do longer travel or who actually live on premises, but I couldn't afford that. I couldn't afford to live closer. So, and where I am it's quite close to the train, so it's convenient for that, but it's just ridiculous how long I have to spend to get there. Reason number 3, I didn't know what I wanted to do. As I said before, there are so many people I know who have gotten through the first 6 months of their course and have gone, I don't like it, I don't want to do it anymore, this is not what I want to do, there's too much of some subject. And you know, I would have been the same. I would have been going, I don't like this, I don't enjoy it, what else can I do? And that's a lot of stress that I would have to go through to go, I knew I didn't want to do this, now what else can I do? That's undue stress that now that I've had time to think, I don't have to go through. I don't have to go through undue stress to change my major because I didn't pick one in the first place. I've had a year off and I know what I want to do. Now I just have to find the time and the money to do it. Number 4. This year I've had time to gain some skills. I did a pageant, which we're not going to talk about that one. I did sort of an internship, and from these experiences I've had this year, I have learnt what I like doing, and that means that I can actually study it. So I had an idea of what I wanted to do, and I didn't know any courses available to get me there. And now I do. I know what courses I can do. I've done some research. I've had that time to do research without being stressed. There's a lot of your last year of high school where you're stressing about doing well in exams, you're stressing about getting into university, that you don't take the time that you need to figure out what you want to do in university. And I've had my year off, and I like working. I've done quite a lot of it this year. I've worked 3 or 4 jobs part-time to make up full-time hours, and I quite like working. I quite enjoy the experience. I love working because I worked with kids. I liked working with the kids. I mean, I'm not going to do that as a job, and I've learned that. I've learned I'm not going to be a teacher, which is a great thing to get out of this year. Is I got some real life experience. I got real life money, so I can even go travel whenever I want. I could actually afford to rent a place closer to university if I wanted to, so that I could get there in the morning or on time or whatever. So I feel like that was really important time for me this year, is to get some life experience before I just went in to study like everybody else did. Okay, my last reason is basically just me pulling at straws here, honestly. I went into the university because I got accepted into university, and then I went in to go and figure out my class timetable, and that was so ridiculously hard that I gave up. Now that I've had my year off, I've realized that I do want to go to university and I do want to study, but I don't want to do it like everybody else. I'm thinking of doing part-time study so I can still have a job, and also there's a course that's offered called distance learning. So you can do the same thing as everyone else, you just do it wherever you are. So I can go travel and I can do my course while I'm traveling. I could stay at home and not have to travel for 2 hours every day so that I can get stuff done. I can get more done. I could even have a sleep in if I wanted. I could go to work. I could do anything. I could do classes. I can do anything I want because I have that extra time. Things you should remember about university is that it's not for everybody. Not everybody is suited for university and that style of learning, and it's so different from high school in the fact that they kind of just give you work and say, now go do it. They're different, and it's not for everybody. Not everybody can do that, and there are other things you can do. Lots of people just go straight into jobs and are perfectly fine their whole lives. But also, last thing, you have your entire life ahead of you. There is no reason why you need to go to university in this first year of high school. You can go to university anytime you want. You have the rest of your life to make that big decision. You have the rest of your life to study. You have the rest of your life to get a job. You have so much time, but yet they expect you to just go straight into it and just do it. And that's not the way it has to be. You don't have to do that. It's difficult because there are heaps of parents who think, oh, you have to go to university. And there are heaps of children who think, oh, I just have to go to university. But that's not the way it has to be. Take the time, make the decision, make it right, and hopefully it'll all turn out and work for you. And if it doesn't, you can try again. There's nothing stopping you. And that'll be all.